So here's the asteroid that I've selected. Of course, geoactive and volcanic activity is what we're going to get anyways. But I've got a frozen core. That's not going to really matter in the first 10 cycles. Metal rich, probably not going to matter for that either. But if I do survive, I would like to have those two particular properties. Game settings are on the max. The impact here, I guess, is being ignored. I don't think there are teleporters on this, but I've clicked that off. No care packages. Everything is so difficult, including ravenous dupes. All right, let's see if I can figure out how to do this now. So this is the 3 dupes that I'm going to be starting with: Hammer, Mallet, and Courier. And this is very different. I've got 2 dupes that are focusing on building. And I also have suit wearing is a common thing. We've got Courier here. But I don't have a digging focus dupe because I want to be able to get someone that can dig through Abyssalite and Obsidian for the purpose of being able to make Obsidian tiles. So this is essentially going to be the attempt of using Obsidian to fix the problem that I was having last time. And I'll do my standard. I'm going to take off this in the schedule. I'm going to take away a little bit of break time, and then finally in the priorities, I guess I'll certainly supply, do construction on one of these dupes, and maybe make Mal a general purpose for a certain amount of time. One thing I don't like about this particular world is there's a lot of carbon dioxide above us, so I'm going to dig both up and down, though I want to focus more on going up, so that we can get some protection here. I'm also going to find a source for obsidian, and that'll be interesting. I believe I'll have the ability, as long as I don't need someone that can dig through granite. So I just paused my game because as I was talking to myself, I realized with my plan that I was thinking, we won't have a dupe that can dig through granite. That might be a huge problem. We'll see. I want to get over here. Ultimately, with the plan of going to be able to see what this thing is. We'll get to the top. We'll see if not being able to go through granite maybe is going to kind of kill my idea. Maybe there's some ways around this, which I can maybe experiment with. Do we have access? Maybe make this a focus so we can see what the heck is on our way. And in less than 10 cycles, of course, we're having this massive rock smash into this asteroid. Demolior, 9.6 cycles away. So I would say the actual shape of this also is different. For each different comment. Oh, and it's also really close to the top. Actually, I kind of like that for this particular plan. Though, okay, there's a tiny bit of obsidian, but granite though can snag. Actually, I should be able to snag a good amount of obsidian by going around this guy. Any more? One down here. Okay, we'll go see what that is about. And investigate. Oh, okay. Oh, uranium ore. I'm wondering if that is a very unfortunate thing. I think, okay. Well, I'll be able to get through Abyssalite. I think that's going to be a priority, as well as dropping a little bit of water there. We'll get up a little bit higher first. We can investigate a bit more. So I've got a plan to start going down here towards 2 geysers to more steal their obsidian than anything else. Let's map this out to have that kept. Put in some ladders. We'll continue exploring up as well. We're not going to be able to go... Actually, the location where this uranium ore is really nice. I might actually fully dig this out and let it fall down, just in case this is the only uranium ore on this particular asteroid. But I do... we won't have the ability to do that until the next dupe. So let's make a focus of getting up. And I'm going to say that's probably want access to the food that may be up there. Let us also start digging out a path this way and this way. Might open this along the way just to allow some carbon dioxide to flow down here. I am hoping to remind myself not to drown this guy, though, if I drop my water. So we don't have our strong digger. Oh, and I haven't got a barracks on the latrine. Maybe we should take a quick second to do that. Yeah, I've neglected this. I didn't realize we were already at the end of the first cycle. So we're probably sleeping on the floor. I'm not so much worried about that as making a mess in the morning. But everyone is technically, and we're going to get a negative trait here, as well as people might be stressed or back. So they're a little bit slower today. You didn't out... Oh. Be nice if one of these outhouses could be filled up. Okay, we are not off to a great start. But there is, oh, technically not a barracks in the latrine. Put that right there. Whew, okay, well, let's continue digging. I'll make a path this way, and I maybe should be going more upwards. So we're going to go up, left and right, kind of along this path. So, definitely concerned about maybe not having a strong digger right to begin with. Might cause some issues. Well, I guess we'll all compare. I mean, if nothing else, I'm going to learn about how this goes. Maybe we'll dig over here for the oxylite. Looks like, yeah, in fact, let's do this and this. This is extra work, though. We don't have a lot of time. The other thing that I want to know, and if nothing else, I'm hoping even just to make a few obsidian tiles and seeing if there's actual damage right next to here, or if I have to be a certain amount away. Whether that, how that works when this guy lands. So, actually, technically, for now, anyways, we can go as far as there. And this gives us igneous rock. If I can't do the... I'm going to go for obsidian this time. But igneous rock is something else that I kind of have on my mind. It might be super useful. The dupes are down here finding something to eat, and it's going to be 0.7 cycles. See, what I was thinking is I would have one dupe that is going to concentrate on digging, and they'll have the ability to dig through abyssite by default. I can then give them a skill for obsidian. But if I'm going to do that, that means we are out until cycle, I guess, 3.5 or so, and before they even exist. So, I don't know. Okay, so we've reached the point here. Now, even this dupe that's going to be arriving cannot... Not loving this. Not loving it. But I'll keep going. I mean, there's no point in resetting because there's just so much that I still need to learn. Let's just make it easy. A ladder up to this point. So that when this dupe here goes through this abyssalite, they can do that quite quickly. Oh. More obsidian. Okay, how best to access that? Maybe we'll make a little bridge. Like so. Take that. This is nice. We've got abyssalite here, so I just need to get myself connected to right there in my mind. On the other hand, I wish I could go over and see a little bit more of this. But this is an interesting opportunity. I can definitely see how every asteroid is could be very different in terms of difficulty depending on how and where things get generated. Okay, well, let's continue on. We're not going to be able to... Oh, granite. I can see I'm going to need a dupe, even if they're not concentrating on digging, to get access to go through granite. It's going to allow me to go through here. It's going to allow me to go through here. Or I stop any further. Maybe we'll make a plan. Oh, 25 cycles into the next dupe. So here is what I've done. Thinking about food. I was trying to cook lots of food before. I was thinking about growing food. And I think for the first 10 cycles, I'm just going to have to learn to take out food from the ground. Buried objects, this snactus stuff. So that's what all this craziness is here. And this is what I maybe already want to change, but I want to have a dupe that has digging skills already. So here we go. We've got rock really concentrating on digging, and they've got the super hard digging. I'm going to immediately give them really cool thing about starting skill. I can actually get the super duper hard digging. So this is essentially a dupe that can go through abyssalite and obsidian, but not granite, oddly enough. So let's put them in a schedule right here. That is rock. Let's make their priority on digging. And I'll direct them to go towards digging sites that only they can dig out, such as we're starting with up here. Maybe take a quick second to do this. That led to, not essential, but probably going to be regretting this if I don't take that. No, I have to be careful about being greedy here. And taking too much. Okay. So there's that. Technically, I could build a ladder up, but I'm worried that's not the priority. Now maybe I'll make a plan to get some obsidian from here. So here's the plan. We're going to go all around, which I think I can reach the middle there too. Oh yeah, no, can't grab that. Maybe, oh yeah, never mind, can't grab that. Oh, unless we can from like here. Time goes so quickly on this mission. What is this, anyways? Natural gas. Okay. So we are getting access to Obsidian. I'm wondering if I should start the process of bringing it up here. Courier can concentrate on that, since they've got the strength. Rather than building it up as we need, or carrying it up as we need it. Yeah, not the best breathable area. Actually, here is some buried objects and oxyolite. Just for the oxygen alone. Oops. Might be smart to go in this direction here, miner. That'll just help make it breathable to finish this off. Okay, 23,000 calories, and yeah, they are able to dig that out. Okay. So with that, this is going to be pretty much... I mean, maybe down this direction, actually. We'll worry about this. Flooding down in us. Before we do that, let's get over there. So, we'll target this. Realize that there's some buried objects up here, but we'll come back and get that later. In fact, let me just kind of do that to remind myself of such. We'll make a priority of getting out this way. Oh, and let's not forget, I don't care where it's from. If I go to priorities and I tell courier to start storing as a thing, I should, yeah, nice. They're starting to pick up, well, they're going on break. They'll start to pick up that obsidian and make its way over there so we can utilize it later. And not that this is a priority, but I see some food. Now this is a priority, so I'm going to make a little bump up there and say, actually, take all that out. Now that I've got that, we'll make a priority of digging that too. There's a buried object. Maybe we'll make... Oh, never mind. Forgot. Can't go through granite. Made that a priority, right? Miner may be getting food. Or rock, rather. Rock, where are you? Let's go check on rock. Oh, going from the outhouse, looks like. Fine, that's fine. Can you reach that? No, you can't, but maybe you could if we put this there. But I think that's going to be all the obsidian from there. Yeah, let's grab some from here next. So now we've got a plan to get down here to get even more obsidian. Oh, just realized we could see a little bit over there as well. Whew, already at cycle 50 and we're still collecting our obsidian though. So, I don't know. I do not know. Be welcoming another dupe here at some point. If nothing else, I'll just put a few tiles this run to see how it works, even if I don't actually cover what I need to cover. Oh, volcano. Oh, that's also a guy that's going to erupt. Let's not worry about that. We've got bigger things to worry about. Okay, so that's more obsidian. See that starting the process of arriving there. I guess we start filling this in. Just taking a moment to select all of this and hoping Courier's going to knock it down before this asteroid slams in. And we're starting the process of building obsidian tiles. Trying to connect from here to here. And then the idea is, as long as there's time and as long as I'm actually allowed to build this right close, I'll try to get some vacuum tiles underneath these guys. Oh yeah, since we've got 23,000 calories, let's make this the priority. The other thing that I've got to be worrying about is how much obsidian I've found. 14 tons! Whoa! Okay, it's way more than I thought. Dig that plant up sooner than later, just because it's going to be in the way. Okay. All right. Well, so far so good. This little bit of water here is in the, well, maybe in the way, or I could go around it and then drain it out after, if there's time. Maybe I should connect this first. Well, there should be time to drop water. It really doesn't, except, oh yeah, don't want to flood you. Okay, I'll think about how I'm going to proceed. It's made a priority of continuing obsidian along this way. This may very well be my downfall, but if nothing else, I'll learn something from it. The other priority is collecting some obsidian from down here, because what I'm thinking of doing is making a wall right here, hoping to potentially flood what will be a volcano, or at least, if nothing else, seeing how well that is going to go. So that might actually increase the priority of wanting to get this, and this water. Before I forget, let's just put that there, and there is a reminder. And eventually over here, but we'll get rid of that, or collect that obsidian. Just want to make sure Courier is working on that task. Might, you know what? I don't think that's the priority. Let's see. Put in obsidian tile right there. And I know where you guys are. Well, you've got a way out. You've got a way out if you get stuck. $26,000. Now I destroyed my food storage. Which might make it a little more difficult to collect food, but whatever. That's, I don't think, the main issue. So this area here is going to get lost. But, we'll see where that Abyss Lake goes. We're just going to have to go that far. Over here, though, actually, let's install the Obsidian first. And then the vacuum on this side, and then we'll look at what might be involved, how far we can get on the left side. Oh my goodness. We're halfway through. 5.1, 5 cycles. We've got some skills. Courier, a little bit of extra strength. Actually, that's super nice. For them in particular. Okay. Let's get the next step of this together. So continuing on with this plan. With obsidian, but then shale underneath it. I only care about the obsidian side that's on the hot side. Well, grab a little bit of food. See that there, another buried object. We've got this there. Another buried object I missed. Maybe let's make a priority. We'll start the vacuum process over here. This also was going to give me a little bit of experience on knowing exactly how much I can expect to save. I mean, at some point, maybe it'll just be enough to cover 30 tiles, 40 tiles, depending on the amount of time that this is ultimately going to take. I do start doing this, actually, technically, at this point, I can just do that. Let's make a priority right here, getting that particular one done. And I can destroy that. And then I can kind of go tile by tile across. It's much nicer to go diagonal than it is like this. Oh. See the issue we're going to run into. I need to kind of floor here and here. There is a vacuum that can be made here and here. That would be a very desired location for another vacuum. Okay. Put in another one of these guys right there. Take that out. Don't know if I might need that ladder as well. And time for another dupe. Then we had Beaker, which is focusing a little bit more on research. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to give construction here to Hammer. Beaker will give you advanced research, though I don't think we're going to do any research at the moment. We're going to focus very much on finding buried objects or food and building this structure. Let's go to the schedule. Throw Beaker down there. Though I will just take a moment. Discourage research for when we get to this point. If we get to this point. Boom. So we'll continue along. Now, I feel like that's enough. Every part of me wants to fill in a vacuum here just to be safe. But I'm also worried about time. So let's just move along. 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys can't reach that, can they? Get a ladder right down there. Let's focus on scaling up. Mallet, give you construction as well. See, we can start bringing our vacuum tiles down even more. Boom and boom. Oh. Okay, I don't think it's necessarily going to be time What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, I see. It's hard to kind of envision how this is going to go, but I think I get it. Let's fill in that there, and there. Now, I don't want my dupes to get stuck with nothing to do, so I'm going to design this path up here. And then we'll finish this off. Few things have happened. Rock is terrified. I agree. That was not planned well. So I guess we're going to abandon that mission. Going over there, we'll just really hoping that water doesn't flow back. But you know what? Just to be safe. Maybe why don't we put that there? Rock, you get out of the way. Good. Okay, so where are we? Making this a priority. Oh, I see. I should have put that there. Make that a priority. Oh my goodness, does time ever go quickly? 4 cycles. Let's take that out. Okay. What do we need to do next? That would make another one, right? Make this a priority. Boom and boom. And boom. Make this a priority. So technically that can be a vacuum. That can be a vacuum. And priority build right here. That can be vacuum. I feel like that's probably unreachable. Maybe put in some ladders to help down here. Still don't know if that's going to be reachable. We'll put in a ladder just in case, but we'll see if someone shows up. Looks like that was possible anyway. Okay. More shale. Double check our project over here. Yeah, they just want to leave them. Make sure they don't have nothing to do. Oh. And we'll design... maybe this as we go as well. Okay, take that out. Take that. Can someone reach this? Okay, good. Put that in there. High priority. Put this over here. High priority. This just might be a very expensive lesson in knowing that I still have to back off a little bit further, but whatever. It's fun. Okay, put that there. Now, good vacuum. We need to put you there. I mean, still making the assumption that we can kind of do this, then that would be like that, right? Making this a priority. And now, I'm going to have to do this, which means it'd be nice to have a bridge going across like this. That's eventually going to be in the way. Where are we with obsidian? We've got a good amount of obsidian. I was worried about the level of obsidian, but I'm quite impressed with just scraping through some geysers. My original plan I had in my head was, if that wasn't enough, is to put a pathway diagonal with a little liquid lock and getting down here. To access some probably very hot and difficult to work with obsidian. But I'm thinking that may not be what's necessary, which is super awesome news. Take out down there. Let's take that out. And then take that. Eventually, let's not use... oh, I haven't been using... shale, okay, that's good. Just want to make sure I don't use up my obsidian where I need it desperately. Okay, and let's do this just to really see if I can optimize getting this done. Do the same thing, bump you. Almost wish as soon as you built something they could reevaluate. Maybe they'd come closer. That would be super awesome. Okay, maybe I'll come back, make a vacuum there if there's time. Feeling like there's probably not going to be time. Alright. Let's build this, guys. Can that still be used? That's... this point, let's just get rid of that. I think that's just going to be in our way. Let's get some shale going. That's not going to work, is it? I have to do this from once, or no. Actually, it makes sense to do this from the middle. It will, if there is a middle, but you know, middle-ish. Because my thinking is, if I do this, I could go out from the middle. Okay, and then hopefully. Okay, yeah, apparently did have to specify priority. Okay, and then take that out. Okay, this is very, very interesting. What am I missing? See a few more buried objects just in case these guys are looking for some... oh, actually, you know... no, let's not go from that end because eventually I want to get start to fill this in. So I think the goal should be to kind of make it easier. We'll fill this in as a group type thing. Now, there's still room to operate down here, down there, except for there. Okay. Let's get a ladder at that point then. Be kind of urgently. And because this is going to be the more... Well, it's not really that this is time consuming. It's just more work for me. I don't really mind. Maybe after the 10th time of doing this, I'll mind. But right now, I'm cool with it. So we've established to this abyssalite a vacuum with obsidian. Let me see, is there a perspective to be able to see? Oh, this is nice. This is a nice... I don't often use this view, but this is one of those cases. It is super awesome to have that overlay. Okay. Let's go up here. Taking some buried objects, not a bad thing. It's just super convenient at diagonal. Okay, I think I missed this. And then starting, again, my plan for going from the center. Take that out. Take that out. Where are we with skills and new dupes? 1.8 cycles to the next. Because I'm just curious. I think the next dupe... If I had to done this again, I think I would take a dupe that could dig through granite. But let's carry on. I mean, this is a learning mission. Make this 9. Okay, take that out. Build here and here. Okay. That was a little risky. Alright, so that'll get filled in. Where have we gotten to? And this is exactly what I'll do. Yeah, I might have to do a V type thing at the end, but that's alright. That's alright. And if I don't get a dupe that can go through granite, I can at least assess how doing like partial coverage works. And maybe I'll actually get to cycle 20 or something along that line. And 3 cycles left. Okay, I'm actually impressed. We've got 3 cycles left, and I've got all this obsidian coverage. I've got, let's just do this little thing here so I can say that we've other than the entrance here. We've made it up here, so can we get a little bit further? Part of me wants to scrape that nickel ore, but I have to remind myself we're on metal-rich asteroid. So, I mean, part of me wants to grab so much, but I think it's just the water. And uranium ore I think might be super, super important to have. Okay, let's just ignore the temptation to try to scrape this metal and just proceed. So we'll get that built. And I can start the process over here, though I don't want to seal this area up just yet. Actually, isn't this going to work such thing? Okay, you know what? Let's do that at the end. Maybe it's time to bring down the water. Looks like we pulled out obsidian here. Could this backfire on me? Well, I guess we'll find out. Let's fill this in. Maybe just open this up a little bit to rush water down. I don't know that this is actually a priority. This is more of just wanting to learn how this is going to work. So there's that. What if... Now I don't want to have water like flood up to here. It's a lot easier to dig this out now than later. So maybe I'll do this type of thing. Hold on, actually, maybe if I were to do this right, I would really want to push that water towards this guy here. I feel like at this point, I did make a mistake. I should have had a dupe that could dig through granite. That could have been scientist even. 1.5 cycles, though, so I'll have 1.5 cycles until then, because I'm pretty much done. Well, we're not done here, actually. We can go a little bit further. As far as there, pretty much. What's one more tile, I suppose. Make this the priority. So yeah. Oh, trapped our food, but you know what? I'm just gonna let that go. Oh, where are we with food? 17,000. Yeah, it is absolutely. This is the new way of doing it. Get some buried objects, and rely on that. In fact, there's more buried objects. Maybe that's what I do with the remaining time until the next dupe. Though. Let's do this first, because I want to see how well this goes. I feel like this is silliness. This total silliness. We don't have that kind of time. Let's start creating a flood. But I don't want this to splash this way. Let's dig in here and replace this and this. And we'll go up there as well. So the water is starting its way down. Okay, with that, just before, let's go up first. There's buried objects, but I feel like the time... Oh, you know what? No, never mind. We don't need a ladder. We can just go up like this. Hitting a couple buried objects along the way. I mean, dupes are going to have nothing to do, and these are buried objects I wouldn't get later. I don't know. Let's just... It's a lower priority task, in fact. Actually, no, it's not. Unless I say this is the priority. Oh. Let's not do that. Well, they're going up there anyway. I guess we can do that now. Oh, let's do that. So we get as much water as we can. The other thing that I might need to be thinking about, I'm not really worried about this particular setup, but you're going to output natural gas. I'm just not going to worry about that. But probably in the future, I'll have to think about geysers that are close to the base. Let's just concentrate on that volcano, trying to find a way to manage that. Some buried objects, though. Alright, so that is going to start the ocean pouring. Maybe should have kind of done this type of thing. And we've got 1 cycle to the next dupe, 2.5 cycles till this thing smashes into us. So I need to stop playing. After this water is gone, we need to stop playing around. Regretting, because I don't think I can build. Yeah. Not taking in the snack fruit. Maybe what I'll do, actually, maybe even isn't even that desired. So I don't want to have a Courier, go from here, go all the way down here, go from... Actually, it probably is better to do it this way. Even though it's more work for me. Usually, if it's more work for me, I don't want to do it. But I'll make an exception. Probably should have waited until this area is a little bit less wet. Thinking the plan should be to get the last snack this out. I mean, I'm not worried about every drop of water. I'm thinking you guys... Here's the annoying thing. I wish there was a way to, like, call these guys... I mean, there is. Ish. I could get them to do some work somewheres. Because I want to go... You know what? Buried objects. Let's... Ooh. The only thing. Okay, I'll find some buried objects maybe above this zone. Well, I want to call all these dupes to get out of this zone. I see that oxygen is low, making the priority actually oxygen generation around the center of the base. Doing some digging for some buried objects all around. Okay, so I'm going to wait just a little bit more for that. Let's see. For that water to flow out. Maybe make one little exception right there. And the more water I see, the more potential. I'm thinking the next dupe that I get will be a chef. Really good at cooking. Need to remind myself to make sure I build obsidian in the right places. How long? 0.6 cycles. So, you know what? Once that dupe arrives, we'll just experiment with going through granite. In the meantime, make this a priority just so these guys aren't encouraged to go over getting wet. 10,000 calories. And what's wrong here? I think we just don't have... Oh. I feel like that is just annoyingly stuck. Okay, this might be too much. This is probably the wrong decision. Now, what are you guys going to dig? Well, then go. Okay, what are you doing? Are you stuck? Move to. You can... Idle. Oh, idle. Really? I guess you're just limited because you... Okay, fair enough. Let me get more tasks together then. The next task I'm doing is just more for learning about how this geyser is going to bust out if I want to protect it. I mean, natural gas, I'm not really that scared of it, but again, just to see what happens. There. Okay, so that's a note. If I'm going to get water to escape, maybe have at least 3 tiles. Oh, okay, 1.8 cycles and 0.3 cycles. I'm going to say that's... Let's just give that a little bit longer. Okay, long enough, long enough. I don't want to give it any more. Let me look at my overlay for, which I don't use very often in this one. If I fill this with obsidian like this, I think this is how this should be done. Okay, let's take shale. Go boom, 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 like that. Yeah. Double check that this guy right here is obsidian. It is, okay. Where is 70 seconds to the next dupe? Let's make this priority. Okay. Can take that out. That and that. We can put a tile right there. Okay. Let's put a tile right there. Take that out. Make... Well, it's fine. Let's take that out. So all the water that were lost, I don't care. And time for another dupe. Just before I do that, let me just mark that as high priority. And our next dupe, I guess. So we're bringing in Dish. And they can go through Gran. Actually, this is quite nice. Because if I give them the improved cooking trait, it actually makes them more sensitive to taste. But I'm also realizing I could have given Hammer or Mallet instead of Construction, which, yeah, that improves their main task. I really should have given at least one of them the ability to do that. So anyway, a note for next time. Dish. We're not going to start cooking just yet, so I won't give them this. But again, they've got the granite skill. What else? What else? Maybe prioritize, oddly enough, Dish on digging for the moment. We'll put them in a schedule such... I don't like to put 3 dupes in the schedule, but for now, let's put them there. And I'll make a plan. What I want to do... Well, I need to get up here closer to fully inspect, but let's make a plan to get up here. So at this time, it is 1.5 cycles that we have. I'm going to make a priority going up here with our new skill, which I should have had earlier. But that's all right. This just improves that if I don't make it, but I'm off by a little bit, I could have gotten a dupe. In fact, one of the starting dupes, if I had done this again, I would have given, for instance, Hammer that ability, though they wouldn't be as good builder, but I think I could live with that, with gaining the ability to go through Abyssallite, Granite. So, next thing I'm looking at is food, and I don't want to start to consume anything, or start cooking yet. So, a bit more buried objects this way. I'm thinking putting some tiling across here, just so that we can go down and stay dry. Now, this is going to be a carbon dioxide-based area. Not loving the oxygen levels. Might put in a second electrolyzer, especially down here. But there's only so long. Where are we now? 1.3 cycles. Is a lower priority task. I don't want anyone to be idle. Maybe we'll... Oh. There's a buried object there. Is that... Can never... hard to tell with the dark spots. But yeah, I'll make a plan to go get another electrolyzer sitting around here and look for some more buried objects so I can, at least, if nothing else, prove to myself that in the first 10 cycles, I do not need to do any cooking. So just to make sure the dupes have enough food and have a breathable area, we'll put in this oxygen diffuser and start digging down there. But the priority is over here. Oh. See a bit of an... Oh. Wonder... I see some oxygen down here. It'd be really nice if I could bring that up, but I kind of want to do that in such a way that this dude doesn't have to do that. What if I did this? Dug around in such a way that I open this up, and hey, there's a buried object too. And hey, there's another buried object, and hey, another one. Well, that's just a snack this, but still. And let me just... This is just turning into more stuff, but buried objects. But the whole point is this will flow some oxygen up here where I would really, really like to... now that I see this, I want to connect with this abyssalite. Don't know if that's realistic in 1.3 cycles, but we'll get as far as we can. The other thing that I'm thinking is the further I get here, maybe we'll have a little bit more time. Oh, just curious. Hold on, hold on. This tile melts at... okay, 900. Not quite good enough in my mind. Yeah, and let's make this a 6. All the way down there. So I should notice the other dupes go up to this area. Yeah, there we are. It's looking good. And my... okay, I have to... well, let's just keep digging and open this area for oxygen first. That was consumed very easily. We've got a cycle. Oh my goodness. I'm wondering... okay, a little bit more planning is needed. So I think realistically we can only get so far. I kind of want to get to this oxygen area first with our last cycle. We'll go as far as we can. And if I had got a dupe earlier that had granite, I'm pretty sure I'd be able to connect over there. Make a process of digging this out as well. Make that a priority. Okay, this will improve. Now, if I had done this again, electrolyte, oxygen diffuser, rather, would be the order of business in my mind. Okay. Let's take some shale, kind of do this type of thing. So that means we're going to have to open this up. Oh my goodness. Concentrate on the granite there. Dish, you can do it. We gotta get a ladder up like this, too. Technically, we're stranding Dish alone. Oh, no, we're not. Where are we? 0.7 cycles. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's just do what we can. Let's just do what we can. So that is basically what would be the next priority. Let's just, yeah, let these guys go breathe, I suppose. Be the polite thing, maybe. Very, oh, well, probably just gonna lose that, but it's fine. Alright, so this is gonna gain us just a little bit of extra protection up to here. Okay, and let's put that in at high priority. And take that out. So we've achieved a vacuum seal all the way over here. Haven't gotten to that, but well, actually, you know what? I'll leave it. If it's a problem, I'll learn that it's a problem. Half a cycle. Feel like we can get a little bit more, but I don't want to go up this way and stay close. I would rather kind of work this way because whatever lands here, it may be a little bit of time. Now, this is a bit of a risk because if this hot material gets down here, it's gonna. So I want to get across this fast. Oh, is this something I can just nuts? That is a little annoying that I can't destroy that. Okay. Maybe I do have to go above it. Not what I originally wanted. Don't think we have time. So I think we're just going to proceed up like this, because the plan, if I were to do this with a dupe that could dig through granite a little bit earlier, that's what I would have done. Probably a terrible idea, given my current time constraint, and the fact that there's so much lack of oxygen. Let's maybe open this area up first. This is just going to make it worse, because then, whatever, that's fine. Oh, can't actually get in there, can we? 0.3. I don't know. You guys are looking for some more buried objects. 10,000. Yep. Well, I got pretty close here. I'm pretty sure I could have gotten a little bit further over if I had to dupe a little bit earlier. That could dig through granite. Given the current situation, I'm going to make a quick plan. So for the last 0.2 cycles, we're just going to make a cheap vacuum. I'm sure this isn't going to work. Dupes are... they're asleep in... Oh, okay, that's it. We're just going to wait for this thing to smack us, pretty much. I'm very curious. Alright, give it to us. What do you think? Oh, I've got... Oh. Ha! Sugar. Sugar. That is unfortunate. Oh my goodness, that's so unfortunate. Oh, well, whatever. I mean, those tiles, I might have to back off from those tiles. Anyways, give it to me. What do you say? Doom, it's Doom. I know it's Doom. Okay, I see those tiles actually exist. So when it shows you that the, yeah, okay, well, it's Doom. But, actually, it's interesting. The dupes actually do work. Right now, I can't actually interact with this. Oh, yeah. Yeah, just... I mean, success in terms of what I wanted to get out of this knowledge. Oh, and this is another interesting thing. No, I was not able to use water after all. So that this is... Okay, well... okay, it's not the only... There's a few failures here. But there's a huge success. A huge success in my mind. Obviously, one of the failures is just putting in the right tile. If I had to done this, though, to be honest, if it wasn't for that just little mistake, that little mistake, I didn't see that it was actually connected. But one thing I love is when it shows you the tiles is along this line, it literally means anything on the other side will be safe. Well, safe for as long as temperature will allow. But if you build it with obsidian, it's going to be safe. So right now, on this side, we can see we are getting in a lot of heal. What happened there? That was the shale breaking. Because it's just getting too hot, yeah. Which means this little fix. Alright. Little muck up there, but that could have been done differently. Looking over, this is interesting. Let's come back to that for a second. Curious over here. They have the bissolite. Quite nice. We find out where all the geysers are and everything is opened up. That's interesting. That I thought maybe I should have put in the tile just to really dump water on top of it, because I was thinking I would overpressure that. I like to go, I might actually go on this particular, oh, and this is another interesting thing. I believe there must have been granite tiles here and here. Okay, so if you build tiles, I could capture this. Like, say I don't. I mean, this is the lowest priority thing in my mind, but nonetheless, it's nice to know. If I had done that, in fact, how does a volcano work? Let me just remind myself for the future. I can build a wall like here. Well, I'll be able to tell actually. Probably what I would want to do is this, or maybe this with water on top of it, ready to fall in. Question is, does the volcano have a second to output some very hot material? In which case, the water that falls on it just goes to steam? In which case, maybe that's a bad idea. Or can I overpressure this guy before it... That's something to learn. Maybe next time. I'll make that a priority. Yeah, I'm coming back to this exact asteroid again. Doing things very similarly. Maybe cleaning a few things up, obviously. But yeah, let's go over here. I'm curious about this setup. Yeah, we're gonna lose a dupe. This is put it on max speed. So actually, this wasn't my biggest concern. I mean, at this point, if I hadn't have mucked this up, I could get my dupes over here and be like, continue on. Just be very careful and very quick. But I think what I'd rather do is go back to the start with a dupe that can go through granite right away. We'll have to awkwardly go through this ladder. Still 5 tons of obsidian. This is doable. Next time, I got this. I assume. Maybe. We'll see. I'll experiment. Anyways, super fun. This is quite a challenge. I think, yep, no, that's the end of it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time, where my plan is, I may change my mind by next time, but I'm pretty certain I'm going to go do this exact asteroid again this time. Very much hoping to be successful. Little bonus section here. I was just far too curious. I don't want to do a whole playthrough where I just find out whether this is a good idea or a bad idea, specifically around the volcano. So we're going to fill this in and do a test of just this little section set. Oh, that's right. I don't have anyone that can dig through granite. That's okay. That's okay. Everyone else can work on this setup where I load in some water on top of this guy. So I think it's important to put obsidian around here. Get a ladder going down. We'll have 1.3 cycles to get this done. Or no, to get a dupe that can dig through granite. Oh, you know what? Oh, I have to... No, I'm not going to bother doing that. I was just curious to rebuild this, but... Oh, I'll do it, I'll do it. Just this section, though, I'm going to leave that alone. Let's see. Obsidian. Yeah, this is where I mucked up last time. So I want to get... If I wanted to have done this right, I do something like this. Oh, it's always annoying. Stay out. Why am I doing this? Okay, let's just destroy that. Destroy that. This is a terrible mistake. Maybe I don't bother. But yeah, I want to get, let's see, build a ladder down in there. Keep those guys busy in that direction. Cycle to another dupe. So I think this is the biggest threat. I mean, obviously not the biggest threat, but like, if I can contain this asteroid, I think this volcano is my biggest threat. After the asteroid's been dealt with. Okay, so now if I had have done this, I'm thinking. Maybe like a little bit, well, whatever. Pop this, and this, and this. Check being for all of this. Actually, this is actually good to test, because maybe there's more to it than just the mistake that I made. At least I'll know whether this works or not. Alright, so that looks good. And I'm not going to go through the grant, but we'll go, since there's just a little bit of time waiting for a dupe that can dig through granite. Why can't you... Oh, what's missing? Ah. Half a cycle. Is there going to be enough water? Oh, there'll be enough water. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I could just dig this out early. Okay, still need experiment. No assumptions. Okay, so we'll do that. And I'll be back when we can dig through granite. So we're bringing in Super, who can do some super hard digging in that. Let's get them. Let's make everything down here a priority. What do we got time-wise? 1.4 cycles. So yeah, two things we're going to test to see how things would have gone if I had to fix that. And I mean, there's kind of see two ways to do this. Maybe we'll do the first idea first, which was essentially to open this up, dump some water in here. We'll add this to the water. And that's pretty much it. That was my whole idea. If this guy bursts out, I'm curious whether he's going to get like a certain amount output, or what I could do, maybe it makes sense to dig him out early, but is that even necessary? Well, we'll find out here in a second. This cycle, I'm pretty much just going to... Let's experiment back with this, actually. So this was my thinking. What if I did this? Again, not that I think this is a priority, but we'll do it anyway. I mean, dude has died. Is that hunger? Yeah, they're. I haven't been watching that. Let's not have everyone die, though. I'll find some buried objects. Well, this at least shows me that if you let your foot off the gas... Rock. Couldn't even get to a buried object. But if you let your foot off the gas on buried objects, you run out of food so quickly. But there is tons sadness. There is so much more buried objects. Super should be able to survive because they should have enough calories on their arrival. 1,600 calories. Survive long enough so that you're able to... Okay, 2,000. They just need 2,000 for a single meal. And I'll be back just when this thing's about to smash into us. Welcome to cycle 11 is just super on this asteroid. Things are about to get interesting. So this asteroid smashing this time with our little fix. Quite curious to see if that would actually resolve it. I'm really hoping it would. So now we've got our obsidian wall in place. But I'm mostly interested in what's happening with that volcano that I can't see just yet. Oh! Cool slush geyser. Nice. Yeah, that works. Awesome. Okay, that's what I want to know. Basically, put a wall of water for this guy to output anything. Is there any other geyser? Now that I know that. Okay, there's a gold volcano. I'm not worried so much about metal-based volcanoes, to be honest. You know, are you a volcano or a mine? Oh, you're an actual volcano. Okay. We've got you guys, but I'm hoping you've got obsidian. I'm thinking there's obsidian and abyssalite around you guys. I'm hoping that's the case. So, I'm going to come back thinking about being crazy. Not certain. I might change my mind, but thinking about, in addition to getting the achievement, making sure I don't lock myself out of other achievements like Locavore and Carnivore. Don't know. I'll think about it. But if nothing else, I think I got this next time. I think I've got it. And the Pakus, if I do survive, or whenever I get to that point, I'm going to try to get the Carnivore achievement with Pakus. If that doesn't happen, I'm going to play through. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to try, but not worry about it. And just focus on survival. But I'm going to try to get the Carnivore, Locavore, and super sustainable along the way. If it becomes impractical, but Pakus being that method. Yeah, I mean, this works. I think what I'm surprised about the most is the amount of obsidian. There have been many times I've wanted obsidian, and you're just scraping by. I didn't think that would be enough. Where are we? Oh, 11 tons. Okay, well, next time, very much excited to get to this point again, but maybe with this wall a little bit more covered that way. Do this with the volcano, and then from cycle 11 on, I will have a dupe that can cook well. We'll start to convert this water to mush bars. I'll find some Pakus, see if we can get meat out of those. Set up the base, see if we can survive 100 cycles, and boom, we got it, right? Sure, it's not going to go that simple, but that's what's on my mind. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.